Welcome back to DCS. This is another Viggen mission, and it's a single player mission. This is one I've just built for myself to practice using the rockets, which I have a large number of slung under my aircraft here, against shipping. So let's have a look at the briefing to see what I am going to get up to today. This is basically an anti-ship strike with rockets. So the situation is this. It is dawn on May the 16th, 1983, and some terrorists have captured a Swedish maritime vessel and are currently steaming past the island of Sark. The Swedish Air Force has dispatched a small force of Viggens to intercept and destroy the vessel before its classified cargo can reach the North African coast. The vessel is a freighter, and it's likely to be supported by a small number of armed speedboats. So the objective is to take off from Kapike airfield, which is at Caen, then to find and eliminate the freighter, which is understood to be steaming southwesterly between Sark and Guernsey. And it's basically marked on this map to the left. Rockets are to be used once the target has been identified. Long-range guided weapons are not advised, given the requirement to make close visual inspection of the target. The target freighter is likely to be supported by the speedboats. Be sure to make visual confirmation. Return fire from any armed vessels can be expected. So there we go. Basically, I'm looking for a freighter in here that's got some speedboats potentially with it, and is probably going to fire back at me. I'm taking rockets. So let's get started. We'll jump in cockpit and just adjust ourselves to get ready here. Got a row of choppers there and another one there. So ground power for starters.
Chief, turn on the ground power.
Copy.
And then what I think I'm doing, I think I'll remove the external tank, which has been slung.
Ground power is now on.
Okay, ground power is on. We'll put the cartridge in. Good, the cartridge is in. And disable the master caution. Stop the radar pinging, which is probably being done by these choppers. I've actually got some aircraft overhead there too. Okay, we will now turn on the gen. Throttle in position. Canopy's coming down. And get the generator on. Sorry, get the engine basically ticking over. There we go. Very good. Just wait for this thing to warm up now. Can input the radar, computer information that we need over here. I'll put some cockpit lighting on so we can see what we're doing a bit better. There we go. Now we're looking good here. Input the general code. Waiting for that to click over. There we go. We'll go to actual position. Turn the oxygen on. I'm not quite sure why E5 is flashing there. But it is, so never mind. And that chopper is now spinning up over there too. We're going to move forward very shortly. Switch to nav. We'll switch to the attack position over here early, and we'll set the rockets to single fire. We are now good to go. Oh, chopper's away. Okay. Ground crew.
Chief, turn on the ground power.
Oh no, I want to turn that off, sorry.
Copy.
Chief, turn off the ground power.
Turn off the ground power.
Copy.
And air traffic control.
Ground power is now off.
Copy, Cape.
In field, 1-1. Request startup.
Well, we've already got startup, so we're going to...
Enfield 1-1. Cleared for startup. Wind 113 at 7 meters per second.
We're going to taxi.
In field, 1-1. Request taxi to runway.
Enfield 1-1. Cleared to taxi to runway 12.
Okay, runway 12. That is going to be facing to the right, so the runway is going to be off to my left. Off we go. Lock the ejection seat handle now. That's that helicopter that got airborne before.
In field, 1-1. Request takeoff.
Oh, somebody on finals just up here. It's like a mirage. Try and catch his touchdown if we can quickly. Very nice. There's another contact up there as well. Might be another mirage inbound. We'll taxi up a bit further. It looks like he's turning it on final as well. coming up to the threshold in a few seconds here. It's touching the brakes. No visual on this other aircraft, so I think we may be able to line up. Looks like he's just circling in the distance. He is not inbound, so we are going to line up and get airborne ourselves. Centering in the runway. And we'll come to a halt here. Tapping the brakes. Full stop. Number 2 behind me. Good for takeoff. Let's go. Second afterburner, and we're away. Let's go. Nose up. And gear up. Gear is up and we're away. Number 2 lifting off. First heading appears to be 290 degrees. aerial contact ahead. Rolling out on 290. Now we're going to drop down, make sure we're just above the trees. AFK on. And we'll get the Pipper just above the horizon, or just on the horizon, so we don't crash into any trees. And then engage the autopilot. And away we go. My wingman up there, a little bit above me and a little bit behind. So nearing the first waypoint now. It's just up here on these sandbanks, the mouth of the river Douvre. Looks like we need to just come right to the tip here because the waypoint's just moving right. Okay, we head for waypoint 2. Which is a 10-degree adjustment to the left. And then in the distance we've got a little bit of high ground which we're just going to have to pop up over. And once we get over the top of that high ground we will be out over the coast. Closing in on the little rise and the terrain up here and waypoint 2. One thing I do need to do is drop my external tanks, so we'll get rid of those now. Seems to have landed harmlessly in someone's field. Hopefully the Swedish government will pick up the bill for any damage. Right, let's get the nose back down now that we've got rid of the tanks. Should be showing 100% fuel now. Yep, thereabouts. And we come over this last little rise here. And then we cross the coast. Okay. Terrain's dropping away just a fraction here, so we can afford to line up on the horizon. There's the coastline. There we go, over the water now. So we need to start looking for the targets. I may be able to just descend a little bit here. Just drop us down a fraction more. Sun glistening off the water back there. And my wingman sitting above. Okay, we'll level off there. Looks like we're at about... Oh, I've got quite a bit of altitude. As you can see, it's very, very difficult to judge your height above water. I think there's actually a problem with the way the sea is reflecting light. There, it's okay when you've got the direct glare of the sun, but unfortunately, everything else is pitch black. Very hard to judge a distance above the water. So there is... Oh, I've got ships. That's Guernsey. Okay, I've got ships over there. So we're going to start climbing. Now I'm looking for ships that are orientated to the southwest. I'm currently... I need to turn left. Currently basically heading west. So anything that's heading left to right, we can pretty much rule out. So there's that ship there to the left of Sark. That's heading to the north. There's a ship over there which appears to be heading south. Another ship there with another couple of small ones which also may be heading south. I've got some tankers over there heading north. And what looks like two other grey vessels here, possibly also heading north, but it's hard to tell. That group over there looks interesting. That looks like a large ship with two smaller ships. I've got a smaller ship down here too. I'm going to take a look at him. And just confirm again that we're on the attack position. Okay, we've got a small vessel up here. It's hard to tell what it is. Just do a low fly past. Okay, that's a speedboat and he's heading off to bearing of about 1.5, so that's southeast. That's not quite the right heading. That guy's definitely not heading south at all. Those guys there look interesting. Let's go have a look at them a bit closer. They are heading in a southerly direction. And so is that one. So I've got two potential targets pretty much out ahead of me. But this one's got the smaller ones next to it. That one does not. Okay, so let's throttle up. We'll go afterburn, stage 1. Nice and low and fast. Straight for those ships. Here they are. Okay, no firing. Oh yes, there we go. Whoa, there's some return fire. Okay, that looks like the target. Blimey. Auto hold off, reducing throttle. Okay, so that's the target back there. Check weapon systems again. Arm weapons. Okay, the Viggen does not like to turn, so I'm just going to make this a nice broad turn. And I want to try and attack his bow if I can. Okay, we've got a bit of height now, so I can roll in. And I do not want to pull back very heavy on the stick. Got to make this very gentle. Keep the attitude nice and low. Low. I don't want a high angle of attack. Okay. Let's key up the wingman. So he's ready to engage. Actually, what I'll do is I'll try and engage the lead ship myself first. Targets are over there. Turning into target now. Okay, it's this guy here. See if I can get 2 salvos off. Lower. Not sure if I hit. Appears to have been a miss. Let's turn it back in for another attack. Okay, I want to get a bit lower this time. Here we go. Try and get those rockets right in on this guy. Got him. Up and away. Target destroyed. Boom. There she goes. Wingman.
Flight. Engage ships.
I'll get him to engage ships as well. See if he can help with that last speedboat there. I'm not sure if he will. Turn in. See if we can have a pop at this speedboat here. I'm not going to stress too much about this because the main target is down. Don't want to get myself destroyed going after this guy. All weapons gone. They went well to the left. I was yawing quite a lot. Okay, let's get out of here. Just changing my attitude a bit there. Oh, those guys had a good view. Wingman return to formation.
Flight. Join up.
And set for home. Heading of about 100 degrees. Burn our way out of here. A little bit of a roll there, just for the hell of it. So for landing, to safety, and we'll start the descent down towards the water. Coming left a fraction. It's getting a little bit lighter now, so it may be easy to judge our altitude off the water as we go down. Holding there. Okay, just about to go over the coast now on our way home. Pretty much bang on heading. And what I think we'll do is we'll climb a little. Should make it just a bit easier to see the field when we get close. Go to about 1,000 meters. That'll do nicely. This airfield just up here, coming up underneath, is, I believe, Linerol. I think that one there is Linerol. Got an aircraft up over there. Not sure if I've mentioned it already, but this here, these weird coloured boxes, this is a graphics glitch. The Viggen cockpit has not been properly optimized for the new lighting system in DCS2, so you occasionally get these very strange artifacts in the cockpit display. Right, we must be approaching the field because we're getting some sort of ping now, unless it's coming from that aircraft over there. Way off in the distance. Okay, there's Caen Cathedral, which which means that must be Copycat Airfield. So we can now start setting up. For approach, let's call in, tell them we're on the way. Actually, it's not letting me because I'm not close enough. Okay, well, turn the AFK on because we are going to need to land very shortly. There's the airfield there. Going very fast still, so going to use the opportunity here just to lead off a little speed. Try and line up a little better. And we'll go around and a climbing turn to the left. There's the threshold now. There is an aircraft on the far end of the threshold. Looks like he's departing. Yes, he is, so we should be clearing. So if I can get hold of ATC now.
Infield 1-1, inbound.
Let's pop through the clouds here. Put the gear down. Cockpit lights have come on. Engage the reverse thruster. And it looks like we've got a fairly steep approach coming up ahead of us here. Speed's 400, but that's going to wash back. Runway's clear. Touching down at about 350, which is quite fast. Nose wheel down. And putting a bit of thrust on so we can slow down here. And thrust off. Turn off the reverse thruster. And we're taxiing smoothly. Mission complete. Looks like my wingman over there, so I'm going to get him to land, I think.
RTB.
And we will taxi our way off the end of this runway. A few French helicopters sitting here. And that's our hangar. Looks like it's occupied. There's a Mirage sitting in there. The pilot standing next to it, doing his post-flight debrief with himself, I think. I think I'll take the spot next to you then, old boy. Let's come left a little here. Roll ourselves in. Tapping the brakes just to come to a halt. Canopy open, master caution off. Shadow down. Disable the ejection seat lock. There we go, mission complete. Let's see if the wingman is on his way in. My aircraft. Here he is. Gear down. Classic AI landing. Deploying the air brakes as well. Very nice. So there we go. That's the mission. As I said, just made it in the last couple of days. I will upload this mission to Google Drive and provide the download link in the video description below. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy flying this mission sometime just as I did. See you again soon.